Shalom, giving all praise to the Heavenly Father, YAHAWAH, BAHA, YAHAWASHI, BAHA, RAHAHAKWARASH. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And as always, we give peace and salutations unto the elect. And I wanted to bring brief attention to this latest video by Vocab Malone. And the title is Black Christians Shocking Run-In with Hebrew Israelites. And he's showing clips of so-called black men, okay, who are a part of his movement, which they all worship the image of the beast. They all work for the interest of the beast, all right? But they're just particular levels to how people assist it, okay? Now, I don't know if you brothers and sisters remember, sometime last year or the year before, I told you all, or I'll say we told you all, because this is not for any sort of self-glorification. But what did we tell you? That they were going to do a documentary on the Hebrew Israelites. Now, this guy, Vocab Malone, for years has been pestering the camps, you know, and we know he's funded. You know, you don't just wake up one day and say, I'm going to travel across the U.S. to visit and talk to Hebrew Israelites. You don't just get plane tickets and no, he was sent. That we know. And we've always told you that his purpose was to link us to Islam and eventually terrorism. That is his plan. When he came up to the camps, it was never about truly the Bible. What he did was gather intel and clips so that he can put together a highlight film to make us to look as terrorists. And that's what he's done. Now, within this video, if you can watch it, basically, he's trying to present the Israelites as some hate cult that goes around the world doing harm to people. You see, which this is the witchcraft of Esau Edom, because certain brothers are aggressive in their speech, certain brothers are rough around the edges, and the men that followed YAHAWASHI, all right, had these direct characteristics. The Messiah himself, when you read Matthew the 11th chapter real quick, okay, and this is going to be brief. I don't want to make this too long, but this is sort of like a we told you. Okay, we told you all that these people were set up. They're not set up for the truth. Vocab doesn't have a ministry. His ministry is to blame the Israelites. And it's all coming together because there's going to be a great persecution against the church coming. This is why you have to gird the loins of your mind and put off that weak ass nature, man. This is Matthew 11. Okay. This is just speaking of the Messiah. It says, then began he to upbraid the cities wherein most of his works were done, because they repented not. Woe unto thee, Chorazin! Woe unto thee, Bethsaida! For if the mighty works were done in you, okay, which were done in you had been done in Tyre and Sidon, they would have repented long time ago in sackcloth and ashes. Meaning, you know, he went amongst Jake that was scattered amongst these regions, and he was, you know, preaching and doing all of these great works, but they wouldn't accept him. You know? He says, but I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for Tyre and Zidon in that day of judgment than for you. Now, when you read, he's basically screaming at a whole city. The word woe, okay, in the Greek,
Strong's G 3759, Uai.
woe. a loss, meaning destruction unto you, right? Now, let's say we had a clip of this. Let's say we had a clip of this because it said he began to upbraid the cities wherein most of his mighty works were done. Let's look up the word upbraid. The word upbraid, to find fault with one, scold, okay? To reprimand, rebuke, reproach, scold, admonish, reprove, okay? Chide, meaning you're talking down upon them, criticize, right? Now, let's say this was a something that we could physically see with our own eyes. You can then take this clip and say this is all the Messiah was about, and you can find points where he just went off or snapped, Matthew 23, and you can present him as if this is what he's all about. Now us, we're not the Messiah, and particular of us, all right, sometimes we lose it on camera, and that happens. There's particular things that were said in this video that I don't understand why the particular Israelite said it, but I'm not here for that. At the end of the day, they're going to link us all together. That's why you have to watch what you say on camera, because these people are set up and watching for every little mistake, every little thing that they can add to their cause. Okay, they're going to present it and put it here, okay, so that the ministry can be blamed. And we've all fell short. Okay, but we know that at the end of the day, we're not preaching this gospel, all right, for the purpose of us going out and harming. Okay, because when Vocab Malone, he's been to how many camps, even outside of Great Millstone? At what point was he attacked? At what point was he shot at? At what point was he choked? At what point was he hit? Never. Nor any of the people, okay, that are in this video. They were loud. They're screaming at us. You see? But this is all being done for a larger purpose, and that's to persecute the church. And we told you that they were coming with the documentary, and here it comes. All right, here it comes. This is Matthew 24 and 24. There shall arise false anointed, okay, and this is a false anointed, the whole apologetics movement, because here it is, your government is getting ready to put a vaccine in your ass and eventually a chip, take away all of your rights. You got the LGBTQ, XYZ, all of these movements taking precedence in the earth. Children are being tortured. All of these pedophile rings and wickedness are coming out. But the focus of this group, okay, is upon the Hebrew Israelites. This is a false anointed. They're not calling out the 1948ers for their role in the direction that humanity has went in. They're not really making a platform to call out true wickedness. They may mention certain things here and there, but their biggest gripe is against the true teachers of the Bible. When Christianity is the sickest, most demented, with the biggest history of rape, robbing, and murder. That's the most murderous and demonic and most treacherous religion there is. Yet we can't tie any of the behavior of the founders of it to these guys, but they can go and find any little clip that they can to make us out to be this hate cult who's a threat to humanity. But it's all a witness against you, because we know damn well when you came, and the people who were even watching, you were never at threat. So this is all a witness against you. And that's the beauty of what's happening, is that these guys are building their case on the left-hand side and they're presenting it. Okay. And we're building our case on the right-hand side and we're presenting it. And the righteous judge is going to eventually come, and whose testimony will stand. Their testimony is that the Hebrew Israelites are the worst thing going. They're a threat to humanity. They're the worst thing for black people. And they have this whole agenda for Jake, because See, overall, Esau, Edom, and the powers that be need the minds of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, and they're losing it. Our people are swiftly turning from them, even if it's not to wake up to the fact that they're Israelites, but they're turning from this system. They're starting to figure things out. Christianity has lost its grip. It's the biggest joke going. They don't go into prophecy. Okay? They're not explaining unto you what you should be doing in these times. They're not preparing you for the spiritual war that's taking place and and getting ready to get even worse on you who believe in the scriptures. What they're doing is putting on costumes, joking around, lollygagging, and trying to link us to terrorism and Islam. And of course, he's going to put us, right? Because they're going to link us all in together. No, at not one point when Vocab Malone came up was he at any threat. None of these brothers threatened him or tried to harm him. Now, we call on our power ultimately to destroy the wicked. And that's what's going to happen either way it goes, because that's written. But we ourselves have no plans of physically in this flesh going out and exacting our own judgment. And they know that's what we teach. So this is all witchcraft and deception. And this is what the wicked on the left-hand side are going to do. So there shall arise false anointed. And they always come with love and soft speech, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, man. Insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So when they come with these highlight films, when they come with these things, these videos to make the Hebrew Israelites to look like the worst thing going, and find these clips of, you know, certain brothers, you know, maybe in their flesh, and certain of these men aren't even teaching the truth anymore. A lot of these videos are old as hell, man. You see, we don't even have to go into the past of Christianity to bring out its works, the doctrine of discovery, and all of the wicked Christians, and how much wickedness has spread under this religion. We can just go to the present time. So they're going to try to deceive the very elect. 2008, these guys ain't teaching no more. Okay? And those guys were carnal as hell. That's why they would put out a great millstone, a lot of them guys, if that's if that's who I think it is. But either way it goes, you were never physically harmed. But what they're going to do, and it was like we told you, it was never about the Bible. They were gathering footage to create a documentary. It was never about presenting our true argument and what we fully believe and what we want for the world to the people, and try to debate the scriptures. No, he was throwing out buzzwords. Like when Vocab Malone came to the Great Millstone Dallas camp, he kept saying, do you want to kill white people? You see that? He kept saying it. So do you want to kill white people? And we knew what he was doing. We knew what he was doing, because they were only gathering intel and information, getting buzzwords, and they're trained demons, because Esau Edom is trained in using you Israelites, okay, the spirit that you have in you against you to get you to react and say things. This guy right here, his whole MO, his whole energy is to draw out carnality out of you and to make you angry. The way he looks, the way he comes. Okay, it's a perfect setup to draw carnality out of you and to make you angry. He comes as a snake and a serpent and all nice. He undermines what you're really saying. This guy wants America to continue forever. But they can make this video, okay, and make you to seem as a demon, and all of the people come onto the comment board. Oh my God, they're so hateful. Meanwhile, their government is getting ready to roll on their asses and force vaccines and them and their children, and then the chip. Okay, all of these pedophile rings, child sacrifice, all of this stuff going on, but the main focus is the Hebrew Israelites. Why? Because this is a part of the accusing of the brethren. And when it fully comes, the demonization, if you're not rooted, you're going to fall for that shit. You're going to fall for it, man. This is the book of Revelation, the 12th chapter, as we always bring out. We told you. I don't want to say I told you so, but we told you that they were going to do a documentary, and that was the reason for them going around the four corners of the earth talking to Israelites. It was never about us, all right, truly getting the gospel of Christ, as they say. It was all a setup the whole time, man. And from the time we saw this guy till today, what did we say? He is set up to link you to terrorism. Notice on his channel, it's always Islam, and then it's always Hebrew Israelites. You see, this guy is a paid agent set up to do a particular job, and he's doing it. He's doing it. He does, and he's actually, the people listening to him really believes that he has a ministry as to where he's going into the scriptures and prophesying and breaking down the Bible, but he doesn't. He's riding the coattail of the Hebrew Israelites. Without the Hebrew Israelites, what does he have to tell you? Jesus loves everybody. You can eat pork. What else does he have to tell you? Revelation chapter 12. And you're defeated. The fact that you have to do all of this is proof that you are defeated, because you're walking to the tune of biblical prophecy. And without the Israelites, you don't even have a platform. Nobody's watching you to listen to Vocab Malone break down the Bible. They're watching to fulfill that lust in their mind that these niggas who are on these street corners with Bibles are really nothing. So they need you to set there and do videos so that they can be justified and being a demon and still believing in this false Christianity. These niggas even had the nerves to do a video and say that the Bible is not talking about Hebrew Israelites. I believe that was one of his latest videos. One of the brothers in the camp did a response to that. Look at him. Everything is about the Israelites. Everything. Jesus was not a Christian, Pastor Dow. The Messiah was of the tribe of Judah. You see? And they try to say the fact that we bring out the Israelites, that we're making it about man. The Bible is about the Israelites, the sons of God, their rise, their fall, how they would fall away and how they would be brought back in the latter days. And that's how the kingdom of heaven will be set up under the Messiah, who is an Israelite, okay, with the Israelites. And see, they always do things like this. Skits with the Islamic mosque, and see that? The swords. And this guy's a cross-dresser. This guy, I don't know about him. He had a very questionable spirit when he was eating that jellyfish. But anyway, look at what they're doing. This is all accusation. This is all to accuse us, whether it be someone who is of our nation helping them or not. They're all working for the interest of the beast system. See that?
We followed all the instructions on our Google search, right? Yeah. But I'm still just
camel pee. Camel pee. See, they're mocking the you know, but they're like terrorists, you know. You see what they're doing? You see the mind game, the narrative that they're painting? You see? Here's the one that the
This book,
this brother did a response on. It says the Bible is not about Hebrew Israelites. Pastor Dell responds because this guy, though he's off, on particular things. I believe he teaches that we're the Israelites, but I don't know the depth of it. Particular things about his ministry, like farming and stuff like that, could be beneficial, but overall he doesn't have the truth, and I believe he's set up. But either way it go, I believe it's Pastor Dow. In this video, he's talking about how the Bible isn't talking about Christianity. It's talking about the Hebrew Israelites. So this response was to say the Bible is not about Hebrew Israelites. Well, real quick, it's the only scripture I bring out in that argument, because what is the goal? The kingdom of heaven, right? Let's get the book, and we'll go back to this. Let's get the book of Revelation 21. And I really didn't have anything to go into. I just wanted to, speak on this real quick through the Spirit. This is Revelation 21. Now, this is speaking of New Jerusalem coming down from heaven, which is the kingdom of heaven. What did the Lord say? The kingdom of heaven is within you. The believers are the temple. Okay? The elect, the 144,000, which is the tabernacle of David. And then you have the large multitude. Okay? But let's read about this kingdom that's going to be set up on earth. It talks about how God shall wipe away their tears. Okay, because it's talking about the tabernacle of the Most High is with men. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God, which is New Jerusalem, is with men. So this is the elect coming down after that great deliverance from those ships, coming onto the earth to set up the Lord's order. Okay, under the Messiah, who is an Israelite. The book of Hebrews 7:14, it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah. So to say that the Bible is not about the Israelites is you setting up your own interpretation and your own religion, which is not of the scriptures, which is why Christianity is not standing the test of time. The only way that they can remain relevant is to bring up who is relevant, and that is the Hebrew Israelites, because we are doing what is prophesied in the scriptures that's going to lead to the kingdom to come. And they know it, and they're hurt. So their only chance is to present this carnal argument that we be condemned. It's a mind game. Satan is very, very crafty in his deception, in his presentation, and he comes as an angel of light. So as you read about this kingdom that's going to be set up, verse 10, and he carried me away into the spirit to a great and high mountain and showed me the great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out from heaven, all right, from God. And that's YAHAWASHI in the 144. You can read that in Revelation, the 14th chapter, in the first verse. That's the government that's going to rule the world to come. Now, as you read, having the glory of God, and her light was like unto stones most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a great wall, great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the 12 gates 12 angels, and the names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Wow. So the kingdom of heaven, okay, is going to be founded by the Most High through YAHAWASHI, okay, and 12,000 out of each of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. When it's all said and done, the kingdom of heaven is the 12 tribes of Israel being brought back together as one, as we were split since the time of Solomon. Okay, and the Messiah will sit on the throne of David, who is an Israelite of the tribe of Judah. The whole Bible, okay, is the history and prophecy of what would happen with the 12 tribes. It tracks particular lineages, okay, more than others. When you read about Judah, he had 2 sons. Pharez was the son by Tamar, which would ultimately lead to David and the Messiah being set up in the earth. So You people don't have anything to say. Then it goes into the 12 apostles of the Lamb, showing you that they're going to be brought back into the kingdom of heaven. Okay? Then it goes in verse 17, and he measured the wall in 144 cubits according to the measure of men. Now, vocab says that this is only talking about, this is symbolic and this and that and all of this garbage, man. But Revelation 7 tells you that those 144,000 are of the direct seed of the nation of Israel, man. And he asked a question about Dan. What does that have to do with anything? The 12 tribes of Israel are ultimately going to get the kingdom. When you got the breastplate of the priest, was the tribe of Dan on that? Huh? So at the end of the day, these people are trying to come up some other way. They're not dealing with the scriptures, but they have the Bible in their hand. But their goal is what? At the end of the day, and they're being cast down. They look terrible. That's why the scriptures say, fear not the incredulity and the imaginations against you, because these people are inwardly demonic and they have no part, okay, in the kingdom of heaven. They don't care about the rebuilding of the tabernacle of David. They don't care about righteousness really flourishing in the earth. Their job, okay, is to accuse you. Revelation 12:9, and the great dragon, okay, was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. Now, is this speaking of an actual spirit? Or is this speaking of particular people on the earth who have a particular spirit in them, which deceiveth the whole world? He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Now, you know what Christians will tell you? That this is talking about the spiritual demon Satan being kicked out of heaven for rebelling against the Most High. Fairy tales, man. This is speaking of you Edomites being the end of the world. The scriptures tell you Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The book of Obadiah tells you once Esau is judged, then the kingdom will be the Lord's. Okay? And you all are a part of this whole system. Okay? You all are helping to aid and forward the agenda of this beast system in the spiritual demon Satan. And Edomites are still here on the planet Earth. And vocab, you are one of them. I believe that. Okay? And your angels, all of your technology and everything you're going to have to try to fight against the second coming of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ will fail. Your deception will fail. And the testimony that you're presenting will be found out to be a goddamn lie when it comes to the elect. Because we are openly on video saying we're not about that. So that right there is the testimony against you, is that we've already said that we're not here to harm you or hurt you or do any, take down this government physically. So that is the witness against you. When you present your witness, will it be true? And they're trying so hard and they hope that because you can deceive man. But thanks be to YAHAWASHI that the final judge of the witness that we're bringing up is not going to be of man. And I heard a loud voice from heaven saying, now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our God and the power of our anointed, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down. Cast down in Old English is what? You're basically brought to a lower state. Okay? You cast me down. You defame my name. Basically, your credibility, everything that you've lied about is now being what? cast down and seen. Your scientists, your Christianity, your religion, everything is being found out to be a lie. You're a pedophile, you're nasty, you're tortured children. Okay? Which accused them before our God day and night. And we have always showed you that they are going to accuse you and that they have been accusing you, which is why they fund everything that will take you in a backwards and negative direction and have nothing to say about it. How many of these people are complaining about gangster rap and what it's done to the so-called black community? How many of these people are talking about all of the drugs and the negative stereotypes and the things that are constantly being perpetuated through demons of even our own race? How many people are speaking out against those things? And who funds it? Categoreo is the word for accuser, to accuse before a judge, to make an accusation of an extrajudicial accusation. So this is their testimony. What you're seeing is the testimony of the Hebrew Israelites, okay, versus the testimony of the wicked. And amongst the testimony of the Israelites, you're going to have a whole bunch of weirdos and all sorts of folly. But guess what? There's a particular testimony that will lead to your sentence, you goddamn devil. And don't think you can play a clip of me saying goddamn and say, look how crazy he is. And somehow the Most High is going to ignore everything that this place stands for, everything that Christianity and Christians have done throughout history. All right. The fact that you all talk about some Christmas and all of these wicked idol worship practices and present them as some great thing. OK, and whatever else. Somehow you believe that your lie and your testimony is going to overcome what's written in the scriptures and what's written in prophecy. You're fighting a battle that you were set up to fight, but you're going to lose it. So, as we told you, okay, as we told you, because they're going to use our people to see, you know, but hey, as prophecy comes to pass, all of this shit is going to be swallowed up. Okay, prophecy has swallowed up the scoffers. What can the scoffers say now? They really don't have a voice. How much more you all? And you got these Edomites on a comment board and all of these weirdos that want America to flourish and to continue talking about Jesus and trying to quote the Bible. You people got another thing coming. And you will be exposed. And may YAHAWAH, BAHA, YAHAWASHI continue to destroy your plans and continue to put the courage upon the men of the Lord to go out there and proclaim it. Verse 11, and I'll end it. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, which was already slain, and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. So we'll take the ridicule, try to be linked to terrorists, because we know that's not what we are. And we've openly proclaimed it. Even if you send an agent amongst us who somehow, you know, makes it into the camp, all he can say is that these brothers are cool as hell and they love the scriptures. They're not going to have any thing that's like we got together and, you know, I'm gonna put this bomb, you know, we put these bomb together as we go. Nah. See, at the end of the day, the question will be, is the lie true? More to come. Shalom.